It's time for the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast. It's Weather for Weather Geeks, the evening edition for Tuesday, the 20th day of February, a red letter day in weather history, at least recently here in Youngstown. I'll show you some numbers in just a second. A lot of numbers to get to this evening. We've got some impactful or potentially impactful weather coming over the next couple of days in terms of rain and maybe some frozen precipitation. We've got more rain coming later this week and into the weekend. So let's get right to it. First, the numbers. 73, the official number at the airport today. One shy of our forecast of 74. And the old record, it didn't stand a chance. 65 set 2 years ago. We broke that before the morning was through. So a very, very balmy day out there for today. And, the numbers are just remarkable. Now, this is a little outdated. We did hit 73 after 3:59 this afternoon. But I want to draw your attention to the records. Now, 2 years ago, we set a new record high at 65. Today, we broke it. 3 years ago on this date, 16 below for a new record low temperature. So we've had record-breaking temperatures on the high side and the low side 3 of the last 4 years on February the 20th. I bet if I combed through the records for all of our calendar dates, you can't find anything like that where 3 out of 4 years featured some sort of temperature record, especially in recent times where record lows are kind of hard to come by. But yeah, kind of remarkable there how much has happened in the almanac over the last 4 years. All right, we've got a couple of flood warnings still out for parts of Trumbull County. This is, of course, a flood-prone area. Eagle Creek, also the Mahoning Valley, or the Mahoning River, I should say, around Leavittsburg. These flood warnings for a while longer. Eagle Creek, Felix Station showing definitely elevated levels here. The latest observation at 10.48 feet. Flood stage is 9.5 feet. Now, not expecting that to recede much over the next few days. It'll probably run high all the way through the upcoming weekend. Mahoning River at Leavittsburg, latest observation 9.81 feet. Now, it may crest closer to 10 feet, but that's just barely into minor flood stage. Notice that the river will recede, but then the graph has an upward trend here as we head towards Friday with more rain heading our way. Could be dealing with some more flooding problems around our local rivers, especially in Trumbull County, by the end of the week and into the weekend. Well, it's really easy to find the cold front this evening. Just for example, take St. Louis. This is a 6-hour loop, and they dropped from 66 to 47 over the matter of just a few hours. We're going to see a similar drop here coming up tomorrow. This is a whale of a cold front that is heading our way, and the air is very, very cold far behind the front. Now, we're not going to see anything like this here, but, quite a temperature contrast. Ahead of the front, mid-70s, well behind it, close to 0 this evening in places such as Rapid City. So big temperature contrast across the lower 48 states. We're going to stay around 60 most of the night tonight. Warmest February night on record again. We set that record last night. We'll be in the same neighborhood tonight. But whoosh, here comes the cold air. I think the cold front will be entering our northwestern viewing area as early as 8:30 to 9 o'clock. So Mesopotamia, Kinsman, Bloomfield, heading down towards Warren, Sharon, eventually you're going to start to cool off pretty quickly before the morning is through, and then the rest of the viewing area gets in on the act by midday. Last areas to see the cooler air shuttling in will be down towards Calcutta and east of Liverpool and over towards Elwood City and Newcastle. But everyone's going to be in a much different air mass before the afternoon is through. We're talking 40 in Sharon, 36 Mesopotamia by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So 60 to the mid-30s during the daylight hours in a lot of places during your Wednesday. Also, it's going to rain some. It's just not a very nice day tomorrow. Gusty breeze, falling temperatures. Now, the rain's not going to be heavy, but some nuisance chilly showers starting around mid-morning, off and on into the afternoon as well. Now, here's our trouble spot late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Now, the air aloft will not be cooling at as rapid of a pace as the air near the Earth's surface. So we'll have what we call a temperature inversion, and this is a pretty good recipe for some freezing rain wherever temperatures at the surface drop to 32 or below. Best chances for that, I suspect, will be in kind of a horseshoe like this, from Mansfield up to Cleveland, over to Ashtabula, and over towards Crawford. I think temperatures will be much more marginal once you're south of 224. It may sneak down to 32, but it's going to be 32, 33 a lot of the night. Even if technically you're getting freezing rain at 32 degrees, that tends to be pretty non-impactful, and especially how warm the ground will have been after our record warmth today. The rain with temperatures rising back above freezing, then shuts down, probably tapers to drizzle Thursday afternoon, a slate gray overcast day on Thursday, and then here comes the next wave of low pressure, bringing another round of rain for Friday. Now here's a look at our computer modeling as far as the ice accretion here. The NAM model is leading the way here. It's probably out to lunch, showing up to 0.2 of an inch worth of ice accretion. The latest RPM run tries to get us up to maybe 0.15 to 0.20. The GFS is down below 1/10 of an inch, and the European model's not even playing ball with this. So the models, there's a decent spread here, but I don't really buy the higher numbers. Here's a look at the National Weather Service odds of 1/10 of an inch or more worth of ice accretion. Notice they're highest out across the Mansfield area back towards Lima, but even that's just a 40% chance. And 1/10 of an inch of ice accretion, generally speaking, is not something that is hugely impactful. We like to be up to, well, we don't like to, but the numbers need to be closer to 1/4 of an inch worth of ice accretion to cause a lot of widespread problems. So I'm not expecting real high impacts from this, but if you're out and about very early in the day on Thursday, between say 2, 3 in the morning to maybe daybreak, bridges, overpasses, elevated surfaces, could be a little bit slick in some spots. Other than that, again, I'm not real gung-ho on tremendously high impacts from this potential icing Thursday morning. Waves of moisture continue to pump northward through the weekend, keeping us in a very unsettled pattern here locally. And, we're going to pick up some rain, no doubt. The amounts will definitely be higher, though, to our south and west along the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. We're talking about once we get into these purple colors, some places could see 1/2 foot to 10 inches or so worth of rain between now and Sunday. So flooding is a big concern out here. This is a very spring-like pattern and spring-like flooding for places such as Arkansas, northeastern Texas, Louisiana, the Tennessee Valley, Mississippi, and Ohio valleys as well. Now here at home, between now and early next week, the GFS and the Euro are in pretty good agreement here. Probably around 2, maybe 2.5 inches worth of rain between now and early next week. This will come over several days, and I think the wettest days overall will be Friday and Saturday, with showers probably tapering off by about lunchtime on Sunday. So swollen creeks and rivers, flood-prone areas, we're going to be concerned about some residual issues through the weekend. Will this be a widespread, huge flooding story? Probably not. But it is an unsettled, kind of a rainy pattern for us, taking us through the upcoming weekend. Not going to talk much about the longer range tonight. I'll get to that again tomorrow night. My thoughts haven't changed much. I think that our mild pattern is with us through the first half of next week. As we flip the calendar over into March, a chillier pattern is likely to take shape. Is it harshly cold? I really doubt it. But a chillier pattern, yes, and potentially a stormy pattern, and a high precipitation kind of a pattern as we head into the third month of 2018. So we'll touch on the longer range again tomorrow night. Those are my thoughts for tonight. We'll be on late again after the Olympics tonight. Hope you'll join us on 21 News, probably about 11:30 tonight. Thanks for checking out the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast. Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll have another edition online. Same time, same place on Wednesday.